You know that moment when you look into a mirror and suddenly notice something about yourself you've never seen before? That's exactly what the twin flame mirroring experience feels like, but on a soul-deep level that goes far beyond the surface. There's so much confusion around this whole mirroring concept. Some people think it means they should have matching habits or similar life experiences. Others worry when they don't see themselves perfectly reflected in their twin. But here's the thing, twin flame mirroring is way more profound and nuanced than that. Think of it this way, your twin flame isn't just holding up a regular mirror. They're holding up a spiritual mirror that reflects your deepest truths, your hidden wounds, and yes, even those parts of yourself you'd rather not see. It's like having access to a sacred looking glass that shows not just who you are on the surface, but who you truly are at your core. But here's what makes it really interesting. This mirror doesn't just show you what's already there. It reveals your highest potential, your deepest fears, and everything in between. It's both a reflection of your current state and a window into what you could become. You see, when we talk about twin flame mirroring, we're really talking about one of the most powerful catalysts for personal growth and spiritual evolution available to us. And while it's not always comfortable, understanding how this mirroring really works can transform your entire twin flame journey. So, ready to dive deeper into what this sacred mirror might be showing you? Let's explore what twin flame mirroring truly means and how it shapes your spiritual journey together. You know how sometimes you catch your reflection in an unexpected place, maybe a store window or a still pond, and for a split second, you see yourself as others might see you. That momentary glimpse can be startling, revealing things you hadn't noticed before. Twin flame mirroring works in a similarly surprising way, but it goes so much deeper than any physical reflection ever could. What they are mirroring back is where you are not allowing love in. This simple truth unlocks the entire mystery of twin flame mirroring. It's not about matching haircuts or synchronized life events, though these can happen. It's about those moments when your soul holds up a mirror to show you where you've built walls against love. Think of it like this. Imagine your heart is a beautiful ancient house with many rooms. Over the years, you've locked certain doors, drawn certain curtains, maybe even bricked up some windows, all in an attempt to protect yourself from pain. Your twin flame doesn't just show you these barricaded spaces, they become the key that helps you unlock them. When you're sitting there with your twin and you want to say something, but hold back because of fear of rejection, judgment, or them walking away. This is where the real mirroring magic happens. That hesitation, that moment of holding back, it's not really about them at all. It's about how you've learned to silence your own truth, how you've become skilled at ghosting yourself. This is why many twin flames report feeling triggered or uncomfortable around their twin, especially in the beginning. It's like having someone hold up a high-definition mirror to all the places where you've compromised your authenticity. But here's the transformative part. This mirroring isn't meant to shame or punish you. It's a divine invitation to love yourself more completely. When your twin reflects these patterns back to you, they're actually showing you the path to deeper self-acceptance and authentic expression. Remember, love isn't just about warm, fuzzy feelings. It's about truth, courage, and the willingness to stand in your power. When you start to see this mirroring as a gift rather than a curse, something magical happens. You begin to understand that every trigger, every moment of discomfort is actually an opportunity to break free from old patterns and allow more love into your life. Your twin flame isn't just showing you where love is blocked. They're helping you remember how to let it flow freely again. And that's the real miracle of twin flame mirroring. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming perfectly, authentically you. Have you ever noticed how magnets work? The way opposite poles attract each other with such irresistible force? That's exactly what happens in twin flame relationships, but on a soul level. It's one of the most fascinating paradoxes of the twin flame journey, the way perfect opposites create perfect harmony. Think of it like this. If your soul were a complete circle, you and your twin might each represent different halves of that circle. You might embody discipline while they embody freedom. You might carry the torch of responsibility while they dance with spontaneity. One reader beautifully described it as being like yin and yang in life experiences and resulting personal qualities. The magic happens when you realize these opposites aren't meant to create conflict. They're meant to create completion. Your twins' seemingly opposite traits aren't there to frustrate you. They're there to help you find balance. When one twin has spent a lifetime being overly responsible, their counterpart might appear irresponsible, not to trigger judgment, but to teach the art of letting go. But remember this truth. The goal isn't to become identical to your twin. It's not about one person changing to match the other. Instead, it's about both partners learning to embrace and integrate these opposing qualities within themselves. When you can love and accept your twin's opposite traits, you're actually learning to love and accept those dormant parts of yourself. This is the sacred dance of twin flame polarity, a cosmic choreography designed to bring both partners into perfect balance. Through this dance, you both become more complete, more whole, more authentically yourselves. And isn't that the most beautiful paradox of all? Remember, these differences aren't obstacles to overcome. They're gifts to unwrap, each one containing a lesson in self-acceptance and growth. When you embrace this truth, the dance of opposites becomes less of a struggle and more of a celebration. Have you ever felt a wave of emotion wash over you out of nowhere, only to discover later that your twin was going through something intense at that exact moment? That's not coincidence. It's the profound, energetic synchronicity that exists between twin flames. Think of it like two perfectly tuned musical instruments placed in the same room. When you pluck a string on one, the corresponding string on the other will vibrate in perfect harmony, even without being touched. This is what physicists call sympathetic resonance, and it's exactly what happens between twin flames on an energetic level. As one reader beautifully described, "If I'm feeling a certain way, he is too. You share the same heart chakra." I remember interacted with the same twin couple who experienced this in the most extraordinary way. The woman had sent an emotionally charged message to her twin one evening. She described feeling an incredible surge of relief and joy afterward, having her best night's sleep in weeks. But the next morning, without any external trigger, she was suddenly overwhelmed by intense emotional pain. Later, she discovered this was exactly when her twin had read her message. Their emotional states had perfectly mirrored each other, separated by time, but connected through their shared energetic field. Here's what makes this phenomenon truly fascinating. When you're with your twin flame, you might notice that you feel the same things they do. If they're happy, you're happy. If they're sad, you might feel down too. But it goes far beyond just emotions. Many twins report experiencing identical physical symptoms, making similar life decisions simultaneously, or even having the same thoughts at the same time. One twin shared how she and her counterpart both got haircuts on the same day without any prior communication, a small but telling example of their synchronized journey. But remember this truth: this level of synchronicity isn't about losing your individuality. It's about recognizing the profound connection that exists between twin souls. When you understand this invisible dance of energies, you can use it as a powerful tool for growth and healing. Your emotional states aren't just your own anymore. They're part of a larger energetic conversation between two souls who share one spiritual heart. The next time you feel an unexpected emotion or experience a sudden shift in your energy, pause and tune in. What might your twin be experiencing? How might your energetic state be affecting them? This awareness can transform your journey from one of confusion to one of conscious co-creation. Because in the end, this emotional and energetic synchronicity isn't just about feeling what your twin feels. It's about learning to dance with the divine rhythm that connects you both. It's about understanding that every emotional wave, every energetic shift is part of a greater purpose. The harmonious reunion of two souls who were always meant to find their way back to each other. Let's talk about something that most twin flame guides gloss over: the shadow side of mirroring. You know that moment when you look in a mirror first thing in the morning, before you've had a chance to compose yourself. That raw, unfiltered reflection can be startling. That's exactly what happens in twin flame mirroring when it comes to our shadows. Here's a profound truth I've witnessed countless times in my practice. The triggers are the things we don't own, yet. The love is the qualities we embody, but is maybe not aware of in ourselves. Yet, think about that for a moment. Every trigger, every uncomfortable reflection isn't just showing you what's wrong. It's showing you what's ready to be healed. One of Woman beautifully described her experience. When you're sitting there with your twin, and you want to say something but hold back because of fear of rejection, judgment, or them walking away. This isn't just about communication issues. It's about the deep wounds we carry around self-worth and authenticity. When your twin triggers these fears, they're actually illuminating the paths to your freedom. Remember this: many of us have been abused emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, sexually, and physically by different people in our lives. These experiences create shadows, dark corners in our psyche where we hide our pain, our fear, our shame. Your twin flame doesn't just reflect these shadows. They help bring them into the light where they can finally heal. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sometimes what triggers us most in our twin isn't actually our own trait. It's showing us what we need to integrate. As one twin flame shared, "Just because my TF's hedonism bothers me doesn't mean I too am living a hedonistic lifestyle and need to fix this about myself. I'd buy that he's mirroring the opposite, that I need to learn to have more fun." This shadow work isn't about judgment or blame. It's about recognition and integration. When you can look at these triggered responses with compassion instead of fear, something magical happens. The very things that once caused you pain become portals to profound healing and growth. Think of it like this: your twin flame is like a skilled archaeologist, carefully excavating the buried treasures of your soul, even the ones you'd rather leave buried. Each trigger is an invitation to dig deeper, to understand more, to heal more completely. And as you embrace these shadows, you'll find they weren't so scary after all. They were just waiting to be acknowledged and loved. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate the shadows. It's to learn to dance with them, to integrate them into the fullness of who you are. Because in the end, it's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole. Let me share something profound that I've witnessed countless times in my practice. The ultimate purpose of twin flame mirroring isn't about becoming perfect reflections of each other. It's about something far more magnificent: the dance toward authentic union. It's like a diamond which forms under pressure. It doesn't become something entirely new. It becomes the purest version of what it always was. That's exactly what happens when twin flames work through their mirroring process. As one soul beautifully shared, you will understand why it didn't work out with anyone else. There wasn't this level of intuitive psychic level, knowing that's from the soul and guided by the spirit. The journey toward union is like learning to dance with your own shadow. At first, it might seem awkward, even impossible. You might step on each other's toes, move in opposite directions, or feel completely out of sync. But as you learn to embrace both the light and dark aspects of yourself that your twin reflects, something magical begins to happen. The dance becomes more fluid, more natural, more divinely orchestrated. Here's what makes this final stage of mirroring so powerful. Twin flame timing is divine timing and not worldly timing. There's a flow and smoothness to it that is guided by a higher power. You begin to realize that every trigger, every challenge, every moment of reflection has been leading you toward this sacred dance of union. It's not about forcing the steps or controlling the rhythm. It's about surrendering to the divine choreography. Remember this truth. When you operate from a place of security and trust, there's automatic attraction, like magnets that attract and can't be separated no matter how hard anyone tries. This is the secret that transforms mirroring from a spiritual exercise into a pathway to union. When you finally stop trying to fix or change what you see in the mirror and instead embrace it with unconditional love, you create the space for true union to emerge. The beauty of this final stage is that it transcends the physical realm. There's also spiritual union sex that's tantric, soothing, and calming, yet passionate and exciting. This speaks to the profound level of connection that becomes possible when two souls have fully embraced their mirroring journey. It's a union that puts ordinary relationships to shame because it operates on all levels: physical, emotional, spiritual, and energetic. So remember, dear one, your journey isn't about becoming a perfect copy of your twin. It's about becoming perfectly, authentically you. Because when you do that, when you fully embrace all that you are, shadows and light alike, you create the perfect conditions for divine union to manifest. And that's when the real magic begins. The flame keeps burning bright even when the world around you seems dark. Because in the end, this journey was never about finding your perfect mirror. It was about becoming whole enough to dance with your own reflection in perfect, divine harmony. You know what's truly fascinating about the twin flame journey? It's not really about the mirroring at all. It's about what that mirroring reveals about our capacity for unconditional love and growth. Every trigger, every reflection, every moment of synchronicity has been leading you toward something profound. The realization that you are complete, whole, and worthy of love exactly as you are. The mirroring isn't meant to show you what's wrong with you. It's meant to reveal your inherent divinity. As you continue on your twin flame path, carry this truth in your heart. The ultimate purpose of all this mirroring isn't to become a perfect match for your twin. It's about becoming perfectly, authentically you. Because when you fully embrace all aspects of yourself, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the wounds, you create the perfect conditions for true divine union to manifest. And perhaps that's the most beautiful paradox of the twin flame journey. In seeking to understand our reflection in another, we finally learn to see ourselves clearly. Remember, dear one, the flame keeps burning bright, even when the world around you seems dark. Your journey is sacred, your path is divine, and every step you take brings you closer to the ultimate truth. Love is not something you find, it's something you become.